Okay, again, once again, welcome back. So, okay, as usual, this is Mithun Raj signing from this part of this world and from Cochin, Kerala. So, what we were discussing yesterday, we were discussing about the transportation in plants. So, whatever we discussed yesterday, that's the main transportation system. Okay, but one speciality is there in the entire thing. Okay, that is about what is happening during night time, because this transpiration mostly happens during daytime, isn't it? And respiration is happening during night time. But how this water is absorbed during night? Through the roots. That's the twisty thing about this part. Okay, the remaining thing is very easy, only that is the twisty thing. So how is that happening? Anyway, during night, if the plants does not get food, it will be a big problem, isn't it? Just imagine you are not getting any food for 12 or 13 hours. Will you be happy or will you be angry? I will say you will be mad. The same thing happens in plants also. Plants won't be mad, they don't have any brain. But the plants need food during night also. So water, how it is absorbing? So in that case, there is a particular thing called as root pressure. Okay, root pressure. Let's see. You already know that the soil contains a lots of mineral inside it with water. Water is there and also minerals are also there. So how all these things is absorbed during night time? Daytime transpiration is there. Okay, lots of transpiration is happening. Transpiration is happening in huge amount, so there is no need of any other energy for that. With that suction pressure or sand transpiration pull is enough for absorbing the water. But what during night? Okay, application level question answers part. Plants have low energy needs. We already know that. Plants are not moving, so their energy need is very, very low. Hmm? Plants do not move, and plant bodies have large proportion of dead cells in many tissues. So plants have low energy needs. So plant bodies have large proportion of dead cells in many tissues means what? And mostly in human beings, all the dead cells and all is being removed out. Removed out. These nitrogenous waste and all is being removed through these plasma, these limbs and all. But in the case of plants, lots of dead tissues are there itself. Just imagine that. Have you seen, if you touch the bark of a plant or the surface of a plant or a tree, you will see that there's lots of dust particles, things like that. Actually, it is the dead cells of that plant. Okay, lots of dead cells are there inside plant. So living cells are comparatively low than animals. So the plants have low energy needs. You just by heard this sentence, that's it. There's a big science behind that. No need to understand that. It's only a one mark question, application level. Plants have low energy needs. Why? Because they don't move. If you write that also, it is fine. Okay? This perfect answer is plants do not move like animals, and plant bodies have larger proportions of dead cells in many tissues. So plants have low energy needs. Plants have a slow transport system. Okay, that's an interesting question. That's one interesting question. I don't think it's not a one time it's asked for CBSE, not in state syllabus. But transportation in animals differ from plants. This is we can write. Plants have slow transportation system. Okay, the blood is pumped inside our body with a pressure of 120 mmHg to 80 mmHg. Okay, because our heart is powerful. It's full of muscle. Actually, it is a chunk of muscle, our heart. But there is no heart inside this plant. And you know that this transpirational pull or osmotic pressure or root pressure is not that much big. Understand? It's very, very, very small pressure. Only water moves inside the plant like small water molecules, and it is very slow process, so that much what pressure is not needed inside the plant. So normally the transportation system will be very slow. Okay. Okay, plants have low energy needs, so they can use relatively slow transport system. The distances over which transport systems have to operate can be very large in plants such as tall tree. Anyway, you've seen different types of plants. Okay, small grass is there. Hmm? The flower plants in our gardens are also small. But what about big shrubs? What about huge tall trees? The same thing is happening in them also, isn't it? If the plant is very small, diffusion will provide enough food and water. Okay, but diffusion has very low pressure, and diffusion is very slow also. So it is impossible for the water to reach the top of the tree. Because just imagine 100 feet tall tree. How much time it will take for the water to reach the top of the tree? Let us see. So diffusion. One more time I will tell. Diffusion you studied last year, I think, in 9th standard or in 10th standard. I don't know. But diffusion, what is diffusion? Actually, diffusion means movement of molecules from high concentration area to low concentration area. Okay? Movement of molecules from high concentration area to low concentration area. Because of diffusion, what is happening? For an example, we can say, if you are sitting inside your drawing room and your mother is cooking something in kitchen, you can feel that smell. Am I right or not? Whatever thing is cooking there, you can feel that smell. That is happening due to diffusion. Okay, that that smell molecules, not smell molecules, that fragrance coming from that curry, actually it is in higher concentration inside kitchen. So what it happen? It will move to different parts of your home through the air. That is a good example for diffusion. The same thing is happening. Wherever there is high concentration of water, it will move to less concentration of water. See, diffusion is a slow process compared to the need of leaves, roots and other plants. But the diffusion pressure is very low. So if the trees are bigger, diffusion won't work. Okay, keep that in mind. This point is important thing. In small organisms or small plant like algae and all, diffusion is fine. It can be done. But in big plants and big trees, it is not possible to carry all these things through diffusion. If the distance between leaf containing chlorophyll and root is in contact with soil is small, energy and raw materials can easily diffuse to all parts of the plant. No doubt about that. If the distance between leaves and root is small, means it is a very small plant. Okay, it's a micro plant, very small. But in our environment, in our nature, we can see a lots of big trees and shrubs. I think you know what is a shrub. And anyway, in detail you will study in social. Okay, so how does the big trees and big plants transportation is done? Let's see. In shrubs and trees, the distance become large, so diffusion process is not sufficient to provide raw materials in the leaves and energy in roots. So proper system of transportation is essential. Okay, because diffusion is a very slow process and it is not sufficiently strong to provide all these raw materials in leaves and energy in roots. So there must be a proper system of transportation, and the xylem and phloem is doing that for the plants. So let's see, how does water move in plants? You studied that. Anyway, it is moving through what? Xylem. Plants, water is moved through xylem and food is moved through phloem. Water and minerals also. See, whenever the root is in contact with the soil, it will absorb the water because of this transpirational pull. You studied that. So this creates a difference in the concentration of these ions between the root and the soil. So during night time, what is happening? they will absorb some ions inside the soil. Understand? Whenever the root cells is in contact with soil, it will absorb ions. Automatically it will absorb the ions. This creates a difference in concentration of the ions between the root and the soil. So what is happening? Water moves into the root from the soil to eliminate the difference. Same thing is happening there. Okay, during daytime transpiration is done. Okay, transpiration means water is pushed out of the, pushed out means not like pushing out through a pipe. No, small water molecules are exhaled out through stomata. But in the case of night time, what is happening? The root will absorb ions. Ions and water is opposite to each other. Understand? Because wherever there is ions, there is a particular property of that cell to absorb water. Just imagine, we are thinking about salt. Salt means what? It has the property to absorb water. Am I right or not? These ions acts are same. They are the minerals inside the soil. So whenever this mineral is absorbed by the root, automatically that root has a tendency to absorb water also. Understanding? I think you are not understanding, isn't it? Just think that these minerals, wherever there is minerals, there is a tendency for that root to absorb water. Okay? So first, during night time, there is no transpirational pull. So the root will absorb an ion from the soil. So it will change the concentration of water in that area. Isn't it? So wherever there is no water, automatically the root will absorb water into that place. So water moves into the root from the soil to eliminate this difference. Only this thing, imagine that in the case of first case, the pressure is produced at the top. Understand? In leaves it is produced. In the pores of stomata, transpiration pull pressure is done. In this case, this root pressure, where is it happening? It is happening at the tip of the root. There is steady movement of water into root xylem, creating a column of water that is steadily pushed upward. Okay. Don't worry if you don't understand, like all other portions. After finishing these screen-wise classes, one more that normal classes I will conduct. Okay, explaining all the things one more time. And also I will try to conduct one quiz. Okay, during not small quiz, one big one. It is very difficult to conduct a big examination because lots of you didn't wrote that exam. Only quiz means you are very happy to write. Only 10 one words, right? That's why. Where did I stop? Here. Okay. So what is transpiration? This is a definition. Actually, this part must be at the beginning. One more question. Study it as it is. Loss of water in the form of vapor from aerial parts of plant is known as transpiration. Aerial parts means stomata. Function of transpiration helps in the absorption of upward movement of water, already studied. It helps in temperature regulation, new thing. Another property of transpiration. Temperature regulation. These trees and plants also need a particular temperature inside their body. Isn't it? What will happen if you didn't pour a lots of water during summer? Because of less water, the plant will die. No doubt about that. So, temperature regulation of the plants or trees is being done by what? Transpiration process. During night time, the temperature is almost low, so not that much problem is there for these plants. We are talking about common plants and trees. Okay, in extreme cases, there is different types of plants which are producing their own energy inside. For example, like desert plants, plants which is living in hot areas like cactus, and in other areas different types of plants are there which is living in very cold condition also. Some types of algae and all. So in that case it is different. But this is in common we are studying. Okay, if you are studying this botany in detail, for your higher studies, different types of plants you will study. For in the 10th standard, that much deep knowledge is not required. If you want, if you like, just you can refer any other botany books and all. The same portion is there, transportation in different types of plants. We are studying mostly in commonly what type of transportation is happening in the plants. Okay, it helps in temperature regulation and our property. So it helps, it is the process by which land plants lose water. Plants absorb large amount of, I told, some plants are also living in water also. In that case, the process is different. Understand? And some of these algae and all, they are not standing in soil. In that case also, different things are happening. And some of the parasitic plants like Cuscuta, Loranthus and all, they are not living in soil. They are living in other plants. In that case also, different thing is happening. Okay? In common, these all things are happening inside plants. Plants absorb large amount of water and lose most of the water by transpiration. You know that. Transpiration helps the absorption of upward movement of water and dissolved mineral salts to the leaves. Okay. Transpiration mostly happens during daytime. Okay. Night time, what is happening? Road pressure. Importance of road pressure. The effect of road pressure in transport of water is more important at night. You understand what is road pressure? When our root absorbs ions from soil, there is a tendency in that area of root to absorb water also. So automatically it will absorb water. Okay, this ion is automatically absorbed, and wherever there is minerals, wherever there is ion, that cell will or that tissue will absorb water. So same like transpirational pull happening in leaves, this root pressure is happening in the roots. During the day, when the stomata are open, the transpiration pull becomes the major driving force in the movement of water in the xylem. Don't think that root pressure is not happening during day. Root pressure is happening during day also. Okay, but mostly this transpirational pull is the major force during daytime. Nighttime transpirational pull is not there. That's why root pressure is important during night. So this food, transpiration means the water vapor is exhaled out of the stomata pores of the leaves. One more new word, translocation. So this food which is prepared inside the leaves is transported into different parts of the plants. No doubts about that, isn't it? Okay, that process is called as translocation, and it occurs to phloem. You already studied that before. The transport of soluble products of photosynthesis is called as translocation. Function of phloem: phloem transport amino acids and other substances and to storage organs of roots, fruits, seeds, and all. Leaf. You know that these all are the food products inside the leaves. It is being supplied by phloem. Can we finish this today? Yes, of course we can. So how does translocation take place? Let's see. Translocation of food and other substances take place in the sieve tubes with the help of adjacent companion cells both in upward and downward direction. Okay, that means phloem. Okay, it is phloem. Don't get confused. These sieve tubes and all means the chain of phloem. Translocation in phloem is achieved by utilizing energy. Only that is the main point. Understood? Root pressure and transpiration is done automatically, no energy required, but translocation is done by utilizing ATP or utilizing energy. Materials like sucrose is transferred into phloem tissue using energy from ATP. Okay. These are question answers. Okay, directly in notes I will give. If you want, you can write it into your CW. If you want or don't want, just write. Writing will be great. Because if you write the entire question answers into your CW, it will become a question bank. And if you study the entire question bank, there won't be any other questions to study. Okay, everything, whatever comes for exam, will be there in that question bank. If you study all means, you will get full marks. but it is not that much easy. Okay, it will be like 10 times more your textbook. Leave it. How does translocation take place? This increases the osmotic pressure of the tissue, causing water to move into it. What causes? Where we stopped? In phloem is achieved by utilizing energy. Okay, whenever this ATP is used inside a cell, what will happen? Osmotic pressure of the tissue will increase, and that osmotic pressure will cause the water to move from one place to another. Understood? Osmosis means what? Mostly liquids moves from one place to another, with higher concentration to lower concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. Understand? Like a thin layer. All those things you studied. One more time I will explain, means we will lose our time. Okay, osmosis. Just refer your 9th standard book. It is detailedly given. This pressure moves the materials in the phloem to tissues which have less pressure. Same like what is happening inside xylem. Okay, here osmotic pressure is the reason. There transpirational pressure, transpirational pull and root pressure is the main cause. This allows the phloem to move materials according to the plant's need. So this osmotic pressure helps the phloem to move materials here and there. Okay, upside also, downside also, left side, right side, whatever side. Okay. Example is how translocation supplies food to say. Okay, in the spring season, sugar stored in the root of the stem tissue would be transported to the buds which need energy to grow. Okay, leave it. I don't know why it came. Simply it came there. So that is the end of transportation in plants and the big portion called as transportation. Okay, I hope it was an easy. Okay, now how many portions we covered? Nutrition. After that, respiration. After that, transportation. The last part is excretion, and it's a very small portion. 2 classes is enough, I think. 2 classes. One diagram, if you need, if I give diagram, you won't understand regarding this transportation in plants. One more time, I will check if I will get any sources and all. Some notes also I will give tonight. Try to copy that. So that's the end of transportation. I hope you understand, and I hope it was interesting. Okay, if there are any doubts or anything regarding those portions, just contact directly or just message. Okay, it will be fine. I think that biology is more interesting than physics or chemistry, isn't it? Biology is easy but big. Chemistry is a bit more easy but not that much tough. Physics is big and also lots of numericals and all is coming. That's why you feel that physics will be difficult, because 9th standard physics is very very difficult. Comparing that, 10th standard physics is easy. Okay, 9th standard biology was also a bit difficult, but 10th standard biology is easy. Chemistry, both classes are easy. Physics anyway we will start next week. We hope Monday we will start physics. Okay, and whatever works given during physics classes, make sure that you are doing that. Otherwise, if you continue to study physics with doubt in mind, no, I will tell that no need to study that. Okay, in your entire life you won't understand that. Regarding physics only, biology any doubt means just read, you will understand automatically. But physics means concepts are there. If that basic concept you don't know, means it will be very difficult for you, my dear kids. So that's the end of the transportation in human beings, animals and in plants. So I hope you are enjoying very well. Stay home, stay safe. I hope all of you are healthy also. Stay at home, obey your parents, respect them. At the same time, whatever works the teachers give, do that correctly. Okay, that's it. Mithun Raj signing off from this part of the world. Till then, next class will start tomorrow. Till then, goodbye, see you and Jai Hind.